Many of us will attest to the fact. We all know that it is this gunpowder that were usually used at celebration. Today, at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, at other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is, please bear with us and observe the ban, because we are going to enforce this vigorously, and we do not want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Ongoing dialogue with traditional authorities to regulate firearms usage during the festival. Beyond the amnesty period, we want to engage the traditional authorities.
Things, and they will be launching the 86th anniversary later this month. So please be on the lookout for that. But for today, we have been privileged to be joined by the Minister of Interior and representatives from the various agencies that are under his leadership. And his purpose here is, one, to give us a briefing on the state's declaration of gun amnesty and other measures to reduce illicit arms in the country. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the Honorable Minister, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, to please come up stage and deliver the briefing.
Thank you very much. That's it. Thank you very much, my sister, Shamima Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, I also got some education today. There's no way I could have believed that the Information Service Department is the oldest civil service department in the country. It's good to always learn. And that's why I am very happy to always come here to make whatever pronouncement the Minister of Interior has. So we will see more of us, and we want to also take the opportunity to thank you sincerely for the warm reception anytime we are here. The Chief Director, Minister of Interior, representative of the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Prisons, the Director General of Narcotics Control Commission, and other senior security agency heads here, the board members of the National Arms Commission, Small Arms and Light Weapon Commission, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Small Arms and Light Weapons, directors from the Ministry of Interior, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, I address you today with a deep sense of duty and urgency. Across our beloved nation, illicit arms have infiltrated our homes, workplaces, social gathering, and even our schools. These weapons, unregistered and unlawfully held, are fueling armed robbery, violent disputes, chieftaincy and land conflict, and domestic violence. They turn minor disagreement into bloodshed and pit communities against each other. They rob us of fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, lives that should be shaping the future of our country, Ghana. Let us not deceive ourselves. Every illicit firearm in circulation is a silent threat. It may lie hidden in a cupboard, under a bed, or buried in the bush, but at any moment, it can destroy life and families forever. We cannot continue to bury our loved ones while the tool of violence remain unchecked. The statistics is not looking good at all. In 2024 alone, there were 1,219 reported robbery cases, and 552 murder cases. As of July this year, the statistics from the CID and the Ghana Police shows that half of the year alone, we've already had over 600, and the exact number is 628 cases of armed robbery and 340 cases of murder. All of it people use violent means to achieve this and the use of illicit arms. That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrests or even one thing having the arm. The other thing is knowing how to use it. So we then train them. We agree to train all of them so that we know that when you go to every chief palace, these are the certified persons who are to fire, so that you always use them. If anybody tries to use their arms when he or she is not trained and certified by the ministry, that person will be committing an offense. So that's what we'll be doing with the traditional authority, and we hope that it goes very smoothly and they understand us, because we know anytime they are in the palanquin, they want to be hearing the gunshots. But for these 6 weeks, we are making a special appeal to them that help us to keep all of us safe, because we've seen in many instances where during these ceremonies, unfortunately, people get hurt. People even get killed accidentally. I don't think they get happy. Our chiefs get happy if people get hurt coming together to celebrate or get killed at celebration. So we hope that they will cooperate with us. With the private individuals, like you're saying, yes, there are so many arms in our citizens' hands. And one of the things that we realize as a loophole, if you are going to license, say, a sidearm, what we call pistol, it's only the Minister for Interior who have to authorize and give you the go-ahead to be able to have it. So, and the Minister of Interior, what the Minister does is that you apply, the Minister gets NIB, that's National Investigative Bureau, or the CID, the Criminal Investigation Department of the Police, Ghana Police Service, to do a background check on you to ascertain whether you truly deserve to have the sidearm. When they do all the background check, they report to the minister saying that, oh yes, Honorable Telabi is a decent member of parliament for his constituency. This is his profession. He has no any violent record. If he holds the sidearm, it will be safe and he will not abuse it. Then the minister, on the basis of this recommendation, the minister then authorized that you'll be allowed to keep the gun. And then the CID will now take you through your fingerprint, they will take the gun, its license, and all this and record. All this process we are trying to now digitalize. But there's a very dangerous one that, in my view, we've left for a very long period of time. That's the pump action. The pump action is not, the minister has given that mandate to the police to be able to do, especially the CID. And that is where we think there's a massive abuse. Because it looks like what the race is simply about who sells more. So the people just get the pump action. They go to the police just register them. And I'll give you an example. Myself, I had a pump action. That was, I mean, if you remember some years back, there was this violent activity in Aswansi where in the day afternoon, young guys would just block a street and be misbehaving. So the assembly took steps to get me, the MP, and the MC, the pump action. So we went through the police and then it was registered. Then I started to test the system. I went further to try to register another pump action in my name. And it was registered for me, showing that there's no proper record keeping to indicate that you already have a pump action. Why do you need a second one? When I became a minister, there was a security person who wrote wanting to have personal sidearm. And I asked,
guns, because we have people that use knives, cutlass as also a threat to humans. So it's it focused on only guns? And also, I want you to specify on this. Can anyone walk into a shop that is authorized to sell gun and buy a gun? Thank you.
Broadcaster, journalist with CTFM and Channel 1 TV. Samuel Akob. I want to find out which sport are they to submit the guns. If someone is in, let's say, Ashanti region, is there a location where the person can go? That is the first question. Then secondly, we've had situations where persons who go around parading as individuals authorized to receive the weapons. So what measures are you putting in place to ensure that whereas we are getting these weapons, they don't fall in wrong hands again? Right.
But during conflict, they display all kinds of arms, very sophisticated. Now, if the deadline expires and you don't get much information or much this thing from such zones, are you going to embark on a swoop and make sure that you come the area and retrieve all the guns?
Well, thank you so much. Using that weapon detection system, and we'll also be using canine dogs. I mean, when you have a very effective canine dogs, one dog, it can do a whole village in such a short period. And even when the guns are buried, sometimes they are able to detect which place, which spot they are buried. So we'll be using a lot of sophisticated means to be able to retrieve as many of these illicit arms as possible. You were talking about the hotspots and the conflict areas. Yes, we are very much aware of the conflict areas. I mean, as we speak today, Boko is under curfew, Binduri is under curfew, Sampa is under curfew, Nkwanta is under curfew, Soala, Tuna, Kalba is under curfew, and Bole. I mean, these are the about 6 towns that we have curfews. That notwithstanding, I mean, if you ask me, I'll tell you there are about 77 hotspots in Asante region alone, and about 88 hotspots in Central region. All these things are mapped by the security people, and they know. So yes, it may not only be those that have erupted, but even those that are in their incubation state, they are keeping an eye, and all those areas are going to be areas of emphasis for illicit. Galamsey areas are areas where illicit arms are very prevalent. So all these areas are going to be mapped up. But for now, during the amnesty period, we are giving people the opportunity to just surrender them without we saying that we are going to prosecute you. Just surrender them because you don't need them, or you cannot register them, because if you have to register them, you will have to go through the vigorous process of authentication before you can register them. So I can assure you that these are the measures. There are a lot of measures that we are putting in place. Someone asked about, I want to surrender my gun. Where do I surrender it? Every district will have a collection point. Every district will have a collection point. There will be no reason that you see someone walk into your house and tell you that, oh, we are part of those who are coming to collect the illicit arms. No. And this will be designated, and it will be, the sensitization will be, we want to believe that the sensitization will be enough in almost every district, because we've already engaged the regional ministers. They are supposed to engage their district chief executives. We have we've trained the trainers who are to go back to their various regions, and we will be following up to make sure that we do all this training even before the amnesty starts from 1st December. So that by the time it starts the 1st December, in your village or in your district, you know exactly where to surrender those arms. Someone may ask, are they going to be paid compensation for surrendering their arms? All over the world, it has become apparently clear that when you do cash for guns, it's not sustainable, because we have what we call the Cobra effect. Those who have economics background, where in India there were too many cobras, then the government decided that why not let us entice people to kill the cobras and come for money. So they decided that for every cobra that you bring, you take $100. So people were killing the cobras, and others started rearing the cobras. Then they realized that instead of the population of cobra going down, then the population was going up. Then they realized that, hey, then what is happening? Only to realize that people were rearing the cobra. So when they now canceled the program, then everybody then released the cobra back to the community. And then they realized there were more cobras than when they started. This has happened in many, many countries, where when you pay for the arms, now people will cross the borders and other things and bring the arms. And then when you expect that the number should be going down, it will be rather going up. And when you stop, then now you have more illicit arms in the system authority. Please bear with us and let us be able to streamline these illicit arms that are in our hands. Many of us will attest to the fact. We all know that it is this gunpowder that were usually used at celebration. Today, in this at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s being bundled at funerals, at other ceremonies. We are saying that during these 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter whether it is gunpowder, whatever it is, please bear with us and observe the ban, because we are going to enforce this vigorously, and we do not want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Ongoing dialogue with traditional authorities to regulate firearms usage during the festival. Beyond the amnesty period, we want to engage the traditional authorities. Yes, we know they have their massacre and those who normally fire this gun. They must be trained and taught how to use this, so that we do not see the kind of accident that we see during this celebration by these gunmen who usually accompany our traditional authorities. So we want to engage them, and then we'll put in measures that all of us will agree, where every person within the palace that's supposed to be wielding these gunpowders and what have you will be trained and showed how to use it so that we keep our public safety, we keep the public safety. Enhance border security to prevent armed trafficking. Some of the things that we are doing will be acquiring weapon detection systems, where it will no longer just be metal detectors and search with bare hand, but we will use sophisticated gadgets to make sure that there will be stops and you'll just be asked sometimes, pass through with your vehicle, and then when a gun is detected, then a search will be done. But these are after the amnesty. Joint security operations post-amnesty to retrieve illicit weapons and prosecute offenders. Intensify sweeps and search in criminal hotspots and known criminal networks. Preparation so far, we have laid the groundwork for success through technical planning meetings to coordinate the gun amnesty, consultative engagement with regional ministers, like I mentioned earlier, chiefs, ambassadors, arms dealers, and opinion leaders. Public sensitization campaigns to raise awareness, and this will be doing very vigorously before the 1st of December, and this is where we'll be calling on media owners. We are planning a meeting with you to come on board. This is a responsibility that all of us must share its weight, and we'll be very grateful when we invite you. You come and share your thoughts, your experience, and help us to be able to implement this thing very well with the public sensitization. Training of amnesty officials to uphold professionalism and integrity. Fellow countrymen and women, this amnesty is not a showpiece. It is not a witch hunt. It is a life-saving initiative. Every firearm surrendered is one less tool of destruction, one less weapon in the hands of criminals, and one more step towards a peaceful Ghana. I call upon our chiefs, elders, pastors, imams, opinion leaders, community associations, and the media to amplify this message. Encourage your communities to surrender illicit arms. Let us build a culture of dialogue, not violence, of safety, not fear. Ghana's destiny is too precious to be stolen by bullets. Our children deserve playgrounds, not battleground. Our families deserve laughter, not funeral. And our beloved nation deserves peace, not gun violence. Let us seize this moment of national decision. Let us disarm not only our homes, but our hearts. Let us reaffirm that Ghana is a land of peace and a beacon of stability in Africa, and a nation where every life is sacred. Together, let us silence the gun for our safety, for our children, and for our future. Guns down, Ghana up. Thank you so much, and may God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana.